and welcome back to Sports the NEMO Way, the Los Angeles Dodgers episode, formerly of Brooklyn. And all five of us are here today for our last baseball episode. The Dodgers episode will end our Mount Rushmore of baseball teams. Sadly, we'll be moving on to a new topic, our basketball topic.
And I'll cry alligator tear tonight because baseball's over.
So let's get started, though. Drew, who is your number 4 member of your Dodgers Mount Rushmore?
Clayton Kershaw. He's actually my number 4 as well.
I got Kershaw number 1.
Oh, gosh.
I have him at number 3.
Alex is shaking his head.
Kershaw.
Well, as much as we bag on him and everything for the postseason and everything, his resume is pretty dang good.
Yeah.
He's got an MVP, 3 Cy Youngs. He's got a Triple Crown, 10-time All-Star, World Series, Gold Glove, 5 ERA titles. For his career, his ERA is 2.4.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. He has 210 wins, 92 losses. I mean, he's just a dominant left-handed pitcher. I think didn't we have him in our top 3 left-handed pitchers of all time? Or he was at least he got brought up that night, didn't he?
We had Randy Johnson, Steve Carlton, who was our 3rd.
Might have been Kershaw. We might have.
I mean,
Or was it Sandy Koufax?
probably Koufax.
Probably Koufax, yeah.
I would imagine.
I mean, he led the league in strikeouts 3 times. He's led the league in complete games twice. Like I said earlier, 5 wins 3 times. I mean, if anything, he'll go down as one of the most dominant regular season pitchers of all time. I mean, this ERA stretch is just crazy. 2.2, 2.5, 1.8, 1.7, 2.1, 1.6, 2.3. I mean,
Yeah. He's the best regular season pitcher of this generation, to be completely honest.
And who all had Kershaw?
everybody but Alex.
Okay, so 4. I think this list is about to get dicey, boys.
But yeah.
All right. Well, anybody else have anything to add on Kershaw before we move on?
No,
All right. Who has a 4 left?
I do.
You two over there on the love seat don't have 4. That was your 4?
Yeah. I have one.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Who's your 4?
I have Don Drysdale.
I don't have him either.
That's my number 3.
I thought about Don, but
This
he
might
didn't
get
quite
real
make it.
interesting.
Yeah, I don't have Don.
Don't have O'Donnell boy, huh?
Okay.
And my phone is not cooperating with me at the moment. Anyway, Don Drysdale is a Hall of Famer. Has a Cy Young, 9 All-Star appearances, won 3 World Series. Has a Major League Player of the Year. His career ERA is 2.9. Thought that was pretty nasty. Won 209 games. Like I said, with a career ERA of 2.9. Do you have his stats? My phone's not working, so I can't.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
He's 209 and 166 with a 2.95 ERA, and 465 games. He also has 6 saves. He threw 3,432 innings. He has 2,486 strikeouts.
What were the stuff he led the league in throughout his career? That's kind of, oh, never mind. My phone pulled up, so I got you. He led the league in wins 1 year with 25. Led the league in games started 4 years in a row. Led the league in innings pitched twice. Led the league in strikeouts 3 different times. Yeah.
So led the league in hit by pitch 5 times.
Yeah. I just thought Hall of Famer, Cy Young winner, 3 World Series championships, career ERA under 3. Led the league in numerous things. I mean, yeah, I thought the Dodgers was kind of we talked off air a couple times. It's kind of not what you'd expect out of an all-time franchise, kind of like the echelon they're in or the way they're considered. They have kind of a goofy plethora of guys to put on their Mount Rushmore outside of like one guy I think everyone immediately thinks of, but yeah, I thought he was a good pick. There was a handful of guys that I went back and forth trying to figure out what direction to go to, and I just landed on Don Drysdale.
I don't think it's a bad pick.
Nope, I thought long and hard about putting him on my list.
All right. Ray, do you still have a 4? No.
I do.
Who's your 4?
Duke Snyder.
He's my number 2, actually.
Okay.
I say, yeah, he's my 2.
Nobody else's guy?
I didn't put him on.
I didn't either.
All right. He's a Hall of Famer. He's an 8-time All-Star. He's a 2-time World Series champion. Major League Player of the Year. 2,116 hits, 407 home runs, with a career batting average of .295.
His batting average with the Dodgers is 300.
Oh, so there we go. That's another.
He played a year with the Mets and a year with the Giants.
Yeah, 243 and 210 are gonna bring it down.
Yeah. The last 2 years in the league. So. Yep. By the way, he has 2 nicknames on here. He's the Silver Fox or the Duke of Flatbush.
Intriguing. Many jokes could be made.
Yeah.
Give me some time.
Well, he does have
It could be made, not should be made.
Oh, okay.
21.
No, we don't need any more
400
baseball
home
jokes with
runs.
Ray.
1,200 runs, 1,300 RBIs. He's 295, 380, 540, 919 OPS for his career.
So we don't need another New York Mets escapade with Ray.
Well,
You and David Wright were not.
Well, what's that one phrase? A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just want to say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh my gosh.
I don't have anything to add on Duke. Does anybody else?
No.
No.
All right. Well, everybody's done with their 4 now, right?
Yep.
Yep. No, I'm not actually. I still have 4 left.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, okay.
My 4 is Roy Campanella.
He's actually my 2.
I don't have him.
I don't have him.
Man, guys.
This is gonna be tough. You're gonna have a lot of people.
Old Roy Campanella. He's a Hall of Famer, 3-time MVP, 11-time All-Star. He has a World Series, and he has a batting title, and he was a catcher. He has 1,400 hits, 260 home runs, 283 batting average, 786 runs, a little over 1,000 RBIs. He went 283, 363, 496, 859 PS. He did lead the league in RBIs. Well, he led the major leagues in RBIs once. I mean, I don't really know what to do with this because he has a whole bunch of Negro League stats that now officially count as major league stats. That was just happened a couple weeks ago, so they wouldn't have counted until a couple weeks ago. So I don't really know what to do with that. But he's a guy that left the Negro Leagues to come to the major leagues and just mashed, I guess is the best way to put it. And he was a guy that was going to consistently hit you, 25 to 35 home runs, drive in some runs and hit for a good average. He does have one of his MVP seasons. He hit 41 home runs at 142 RBIs while batting .312 as a catcher. Yeah, I thought with 3 MVPs and World Series, I thought Campanella was a worthy admission. Yeah. Uncle Doug, you have anything to add?
No, I think he was also pretty good defensively, like you were saying, and 3 MVPs. And those were not those were with Brooklyn.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
the 3 MVPs and other stuff we're talking about was before the new stats were added in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Indeed.
What years did he play?
His first year in the majors was 48.
48.
Played 48 to 57.
all with Brooklyn.
But his first year in the Negro Leagues, he was 15 years old.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Can you imagine catching for 18 years?
No,
What kind of knees you gonna have after that?
none.
Especially back then.
Oh. He was 5'9", 190. So he was put together all right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's all I got for Roy Campanella. Now we're through all of our fours. Who has a 3 left?
I still got a 3.
So do I. Drew?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Sorry, I was doing something.
Well, Uncle Doug, I'll let you go ahead and go. Who's your 3?
My 3 is Jackie Robinson.
It's also my 3.
That's my number 2.
He's my 3. Ray.
Okay. Jackie's got an MVP, Rookie of the Year, World Series, got a batting title, career batting average of .313, 140 home runs, 761 RBIs, and 1563 hits.
But, those are some decent numbers. I wouldn't say they're out of this world numbers. They'll do some decent numbers. But if you watch the movie, he probably hit a home run like every second at bat for his entire career
Yeah.
and stole every base every time he played. So,
That's what it seemed like.
yeah, it did seem like that.
It is a good movie, though.
But in fact, he did not do that.
No.
I mean, Jackie Robinson's not really on their Mount Rushmore just because of how good he was at baseball.
Right.
Let's be honest. They
He has a
celebrate-
day.
Yeah, was it April 15th? We have Jackie Robinson Day.
I think so.
I
His
have no
number
idea
is
what the date
retired
is.
universally throughout the
Yeah,
entire
every
sport.
team.
Yeah.
So I mean, his importance goes beyond the Dodgers. It goes beyond just baseball. It's everyone knows.
When I was looking up best Dodger players of all time, there were several sites that had him listed number 1. Some had
Yeah.
2. Well, I felt like he needed to be on my list.
Yeah,
And he's got an MVP. I mean, in
I would say it's not like his stats are
World
terrible, but
No,
like,
he's
a
got
really good player.
yeah, he's a
He's a
good
really
player.
good
It's not
player.
like we're putting some bum.
They didn't really get a chance to play like a full 20 years in
Right.
Major League Baseball. So
Exactly.
it's
Yeah,
kind
and
of-
he had other issues to worry about too while he was
it's an
playing. I mean,
interesting. He was in an interesting situation at that time, and then
he couldn't just focus on baseball while he was
Yeah.
trying to play. He
he
had
was- This isn't just a really good baseball player. It's someone that had a cultural impact and just an impact on our entire country, really. And he's just an important sports figure.
He's one of those guys that if you just look at him purely on the numbers, he's probably not a Mount Rushmore member. But because, like Wade said, because of impact and I guess popularity, I guess is the best way to put it, because everybody knows who Jackie Robinson is.
Oh yeah,
So
so that's why it's a Mount Rushmore.
he's one of the few sports figures you learn about in school.
yeah,
Like that's how big of it.
Right.
There's very few professional sports players that they will teach you about in school, but he's one of them.
yeah. We always had to learn about Jackie Robinson and Jim Thorpe. We always had to
Oh,
learn about the two of
yeah.
them in school.
Oh,
There was some
I didn't learn about Jim Thorpe.
history things where I think Muhammad Ali got brought up and when I was younger, but it was something to do with other stuff. But
Refusing to go to war.
yeah, that's kind of part of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I thought Jackie Robinson had to be on, and I put him at 2.
I put him at 3. So.
As did I. Wow. Drew, do you still have a 3?
No, Jackie was my 3.
And Wade, do you have a 3?
I'm only down to one person.
Yeah, I'm down to 1 person.
I'm down to
I'm
one
down to one
person.
person.
Yeah.
Right?
Down to one person.
Okay.
Or is it all the same person?
That's true.
Probably not.
Oh, are we all waiting for Sandy Koufax?
I am.
I am.
Oh,
You didn't put him on?
Ray.
Oh Hey. Well, who do you got, Ray?
Pee Wee Reese.
Pee Wee.
Well, Pee Wee was good,
He was.
and he played with Jackie Robinson, I believe.
Well, before we move on to Pee Wee, let's talk about Sandy real quick. He's a Hall of Famer. He's an MVP. He's got 3 Cy Youngs, 3 Triple Crowns. He's a 7-time All-Star, 4-time World Series champ. He has 2 World Series MVPs, 5 ERA titles, and 2-time Major League Player of the Year. His career was cut short. He only played 12 years, and some of them are brief. But he has 165 wins and 87 losses with a 2.76 ERA. He threw 2,324 innings. He has 2,396 strikeouts over his career. And
So back up those 2 stats again. How many innings?
2,324,
23-24, and how many strikeouts?
2,396.
Yeah, so average more than a strikeout an inning.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I mean, didn't he have some monster strikeout seasons there in his prime?
He went 269, 216, 306, 223, 382, 317.
Yeah.
He struck out 317 batters his last year in the league.
Wow.
With an ERA at 1.7.
His ERA goes 2.5, 1.8, 1.7, 2.0, 1.7. His last year in the majors, he had a 1.7 ERA with 317 strikeouts.
Wow.
He won 5 ERA titles in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, he won the pitching Triple Crown 3 fucking times.
Wow, I mean,
it's
wow.
It's 3 times in 4 years, isn't it? Yeah, 3 times in 4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on how you view, because some people view like when you have like the GOAT debate or something, or just like who's the greatest like left-handed pitcher of all time or something. Some people go off of like career totals, and some people just go off how dominant you were in your prime. If you're just talking about how dominant someone was in their prime, it really doesn't get any more impressive than Sandy Koufax.
No.
I mean, he doesn't have the longevity, obviously, of some of these other guys that accumulated more stats, but just as far as how good you were in your prime years, he's in the conversation.
His last 2 years in the league, back-to-back seasons, he did 27 complete games.
Yeah, you just don't see any of that.
They say his
anything
arm
close to that.
just after he retired just didn't work. Like his arm was almost like he could move it around like this and stuff, but he couldn't do this. Like people can't see me, but like his shoulder socket didn't really work.
Like his rotator cuff was just trash.
Yeah. Like he was at like they asked him to throw out the first pitch, a couple years after he retired, and he's like, I can't throw a baseball.
Yeah.
How long do you think he had to wait around until
Surgery caught up to that.
until they could actually like really repair his shoulder? I
don't
bet he
know.
had to spend quite a few years like
I
that.
assume
I
so.
bet
He
he did.
retired in '66. How long do
Yeah.
you think they were doing rotator cuff surgeries?
Right.
I mean, he might
I
have.
can look it up.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you think about like what would his career look like if he was able to have that rotator cuff surgery and continue his career?
Right.
I
I mean,
mean,
even just to add 5 more years, that's
Yeah.
what his career totals would go to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he retired at what, 30?
30, yeah.
Mm.
I mean, that's usually a pitcher's prime.
Yeah,
Right
he
there.
could easily pitch 5 more years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, usually with pitchers, it's usually that area when you've been in the league long enough where you're smart enough that you know exactly what you're doing and you know how to break down batters, but you're still somewhat in your physical prime. And that's usually
Yeah.
that combination of those years right there.
I mean, it's going to be another 100 wins at least. And could easily be,
He'd be well over 3,000 strikeouts.
yeah, another 1,000 strikeouts, no problem. So,
So in 1965, he won World Series MVP when he threw 3 games in the World Series and had an ERA of 0.3.
Oh my god.
jeez.
He gave up 1 earned run in 24 innings.
Oh my gosh.
By about the 80s is when they kind of started doing a lot of rotator stuff and
So-
shoulder
So
surgeries.
you'd wait at least 20 years,
Yeah.
Yeah.
depending on when in the 80s they started.
There was some stuff like in the 50s and like early experimental, but like until the 80s they really didn't start like
Doing a
repairing.
lot.
And even in the 80s, I bet it's
It's not what it is today.
well, yeah. I mean, I bet it's still I don't know if it would have done. Yeah, I don't know. That's just
in his
unfortunate.
playoff career, his ERA is 0.95.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, he's just amazing.
He led him to what? 3 World Series?
3 World Series.
When you said he pitched 24 innings in those 3 World Series, so he was averaging 8 innings,
Yeah.
He gave up 1 run
1 run.
in those 3 games.
Well, in 1963, the World Series they won before that, where he was also MVP, he pitched 2 games that had an ERA of 1.5.
What
So
a
he
down year for Sandy.
Yeah, he threw 2 complete games and gave up 3 earned runs.
Yeah. Love being his teammate. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Make your job easy.
By the way, in his last year in the league, I found this interesting. Or not his last year, his second to last year in the league. Second to last year in the league. So 1965. He wins the Triple Crown with 26 wins, a 2.04 ERA, with 335 innings. He had 382 strikeouts. And he also came in relief in 2 games and got 2 saves.
Not like he wasn't doing enough already.
Yeah. He started 41 games, but then came in 2 games in relief. That's a workload, man.
That is. It's no wonder his arm was shot.
He threw 300 innings 3 times in his career. We don't even see guys hit 200 anymore.
Well,
He's a beast.
the young kid with the Pirates that's going to start the All-Star game, or did start the All-Star game.
Oh, Paul
Yeah,
Skeens.
When
Yeah.
they pulled him out of the no-hitter the other day
Yeah.
because
Is that 100 pitches?
they have a 100 pitch count for him, and he hit
Mhm.
99. They didn't bring him in.
They gave up the no-hitter the next batter.
Yeah, I mean,
They gave up a single. The reliever gave up a single in his first.
it's just like
Yeah.
not even 100
Yeah.
pitches is it. I understand he's young, and it's the Pirates. They want to ride him as long as they can, but I think I'll let him go a little longer.
You can't just. I mean, just for the sake of entertainment, just let him fucking pitch. It's 1 game. Like, you can't
Yeah.
just babysit everyone. I don't know.
It happens pretty consistently anymore.
It
People
does.
get pulled out of no-hitters.
It's
People
annoying.
get pulled out of shutouts. People get pulled
Stupid.
out of all sorts of stuff. Because they, like a couple years ago, it wasn't like super deep into a game, but like Kershaw had a no-hitter, and I think in the 6th, and they pulled him because the 3rd time in the lineup was coming around. So they were
dumb.
like, oh, we don't want, like the analytics say pitchers shouldn't see a lineup for a 3rd time because then ERAs go up, and so they pulled him, and he had a perfect game going. And after the game, of course, he's asked about it. And, of course, what's he going to say? You tell my manager's an idiot? So he's like, no, I support this decision. The most important thing is we got the win today. Like, da-da-da. It's like, in your mind, though, you're kind of pissed.
Yeah.
I still had to do 3 more innings, so anything could have
Right.
happened. But I had a chance to throw a perfect game.
Right.
Back in
like
the day,
History?
things were kind of different than they are now. Not just analytically, but just kind of culturally. Like, imagine like it's 1980 something. Nolan Ryan's out there cruising along. You walk out to his mound in the top of the 6th, and like, hey man, you gotta go. You're at 96 pitches. He would have told them to fuck off and get back in that goddamn inning.
Yeah.
Or the dugout.
Not go back to the dugout.
Yeah, like you did not go on the mound when people were on a roll. Like, that was like a no-no. Like, and the pitchers were mean back then. And they let you know about it. Like, you better get off my mound right now.
Like, if they started like coming up the stairs, they'd probably flip you off and tell you screw off.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll say Nolan probably would have stopped him before he crossed the
No one probably would have threw at him.
get back in the dugout.
yeah, I'm Nolan Ryan, and I'm staying here. That's how that would have went.
Like, don't even,
Yeah. When you strike out 6,000 people, then you can come get me. How about that, bitch?
Well, shall we talk about Pee Wee Reese for a minute?
Yeah. So how many guys do you have, Ray? Are all your guys up there now?
Yeah, that Pee
Yeah,
Wee
okay.
in the last one.
Oh, Pee Wee was the last one. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Good old Pee Wee.
All right, so he's a Hall of Famer, 10-time All-Star. He won the World Series in 1955. He's a shortstop and third baseman. 2,170 hits, 126 career home runs with a 269 batting average. Let's see here. Yeah, looks like he played for the Dodgers his whole career.
16 years.
16 years, lifer.
I love the way you say this position so like it mattered so much that they play.
I mean, I gotta add to the stat line.
The way
He led the league in runs once, and led the league in steals once, led the league in walks once.
I mean, he led something every once in a while.
He honestly kind of falls in line with a lot of guys we have up there. They were really good Hall of Fame players, but they're not exactly like all-time. They're not like a Hall of Famer's Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying?
they're not in that next
finished
echelon
the
of.
top
Not like Sandy Koufax.
Yeah.
They're like in that first boat of Hall of Famers. Like
Yeah,
the one.
they're definitely a Hall of Famer, but they're not.
Yeah, there's levels to it, and they're like at the bottom level.
Yeah, he
finished
didn't really
top
build
10
his
in MVP.
brand.
Yeah.
He finished top 10 in MVP voting 8 times.
I mean, that's good.
All right, so
Hello.
we got
7 guys. 7 guys, and none of them are in.
yeah. We do have 3-4 though.
That's just true.
That's a good start.
This is true.
Let's see. What do I want to do?
And they're spread out over kind of different time periods. They kind of like
Yeah.
Yeah, 2010's guy, a guy from like the 40s, a guy from the 50s and 60s. Ray, can we at least get Sandy Koufax in?
Yeah, I'll put Reese on there.
Okay.
Oh, so Pee Wee's gone?
Yeah.
Koufax is in.
All right,
And
thank you,
Koufax
Ray.
is in. I think that's a good call.
Yep, I do too.
All right, we got a guy in. Now we have 6 guys for 3 spots.
They're really.
Or wait, that's not true. 5 guys for 3 spots because Pee Wee Reese is gone too.
Yeah.
Okay, so who?
Who doesn't have Robinson and who doesn't have Kershaw?
I think
Well,
Alex
doesn't have Kershaw.
Ray, do you
Ray
have
doesn't
Jackie?
have Jackie.
I don't have Jackie,
You don't have Jackie Robinson?
and I don't have Campanella.
I don't have Campanella
I don't
either.
have Campanella either.
Yeah, that's just Alex and I.
It's,
I'm just trying to work on-
It's Campanella. There's an M in there.
I don't really care.
I'm reading it.
Oh, Camp.
Yeah.
Oh, Ray has that there as Cap, so that's why I'm
I
saying
thought you said
Campanella.
We're reading the screen.
Yeah, I'm just
It
reading
says Campanella.
Campanella. Sounds like a drink at Starbucks.
I'm not even.
Can I get a Venti Campanella with extra cold foam, please? Tell me I'm wrong.
Campanella.
You can't tell me Delaney's never come home, Alex. And
Leave Delaney out of this.
You get a Luke Campanella.
Campanella.
I'm just trying to get the 4s in, to be honest. That's kind of my objective at the moment. Or
Yeah.
at least get a couple of them in.
See,
Alex.
Who's got Drysdale with me?
Me.
Okay.
Not necessarily against Kershaw getting in, but I don't know who to come off of.
Campanella.
Now,
We're going to call him Campanella from now on.
Oh, yeah, his new name's Campanella. If you really get me going, he's going to turn into a Venti.
it's gonna turn into a Vente.
That whole thing is just so dumb.
Can we get you to come to Jackie there, Ray?
I don't know. I'm pretty tied up with the Duke, the Drysdale, and the Kershaw.
Did they ever say the Duke? I think of the guy from Major League
Yeah.
that threw at his son in the backyard league or whatever. Threw at his own son. That's all I think of is that guy walking out to the mound.
It's the
Here
guy
comes
from the Yankees, right?
Yeah, here comes the
Yeah.
Duke or whatever.
Big old boy, like a mustache and shit. Yeah. So no Jackie Robinson, Ray?
I
I mean,
mean, I could take Drysdale and put on Campanella.
Okay, so no Jackie Robinson.
I don't know yet.
He's still thinking about it.
Still thinking.
Right, he has his own day.
there another?
This is more than just baseball. This
Jersey is retired by every team in baseball.
you have to wear it on that day.
Yeah. He has his own day.
I mean, I don't.
Gosh dang it, Ray.
All right.
I'll take Drysdale and put on Robinson.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Ray. We got 2 in now. Oh yeah, Jackie then.
I mean, it's the last episode, guys. Why not have a fucking blowout?
Oh yeah. Dum, 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 dum.
All right. Oh yeah, Alex ain't got Kershaw.
It's true.
Yeah.
I'll go off Drysdale and go on Duke Snyder.
Yeah.
Come to the Duke train. Woot woot.
Another 4.
Yeah.
Drysdale's done.
Oh yeah. Come to think of Drysdale, that's some Beverly Hillbillies.
We're all over the map with our Dodgers.
We were a little bit over the top.
Mr. Drysdale.
What do y'all think Kershaw's playoff ERA is?
Probably like
Not
4.8.
Probably 4 or 5.
Say 4.8. That'll be my guess.
4.5.
Yeah.
We'd be like, what do you think his playoff ERA is against the Cardinals?
11.4.
6.
I don't have it in front of me.
Oh.
I don't know. I was like, what do you think it is?
Who beat him last year?
Diamondbacks.
And that I bet he gave up like 9 runs in like 1 inning.
Yeah.
His ERA in that game was 162.
I think he got 1 out and he gave up 6 runs.
Oh, 6 runs.
But he gave up 1 out.
Jeez.
He got pulled in the first. That was wild.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Well,
162.
Like I said, I'm going to say it one last time before we disappear from baseball for a while. The power of friendship can get you a long ways in the playoffs, especially when you play the Dodgers. I'm telling you. Hopefully next time baseball comes around, we're going to talk about how this Dodgers team choked it up just like all the other ones. I'm sure, hopefully we probably will. I wonder who'll be the new friendship team.
The new friendship team.
Hoping it's the Cardinals.
My Care Bears over here.
Dude, Grumpy Bear's the best. Dude, Grumpy's my guy.
Oh man.
So Ray. Oh, never mind. You put Jackie on.
Yeah, quit harassing me, Drew.
I forgot. I can't look at it. I have to like turn my head all the time.
Well,
man.
I'm so sorry you have to make a neck movement.
Instead of me and you just look at each other the whole time.
You know, I just hold up signs.
Yeah. Or on Practical Jokers when they write.
Yeah.
All right. I will. I'll come off Duke and go to Kershaw.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Gosh dang it, Alex.
all right, so Kershaw's in. Well, I was kind of waiting to see what everybody was doing
I haven't done a darn thing yet.
before we had the discussion. So now it's Duke or Campanella. Which
Campanella.
is really, the final 3 for me was Drysdale, Duke, and Campanella.
Campanella.
So I just kind of looked at the accolades. Drysdale's got a Cy Young, 3 World Series. Duke's got 2 World Series. Campanella's only got 1 World Series, but he got 3 MVPs. So that's why I went with him.
But we're also talking about the Duke of Flatbush.
That's true.
And Campanella's nickname is Campy.
That I gotta
Yeah.
be nice.
So we're gonna go with one with the better nickname. I think the Duke of
Dookie
Flatbush is
Dookie.
the better name.
Duke of Flatbush.
In fact, this is the exact same situation we were in last episode. It was me and Uncle Doug on a 2 side with you 3 on a 3 side.
Yeah, sounds familiar.
Yeah, it does.
I feel like we should know a Dodgers fan though.
Oh, I would think.
I know a diehard Dodgers fan, but I haven't talked to him in quite some time. Yep. Yeah.
I also know when I get Sten is.
I don't know if I do.
I didn't think of him until you said that, and I was like, he's got to be talking about.
I should. I don't think I do though.
Well, let's do this.
Oh
Do
boy.
I just know like just a super big baseball fan that we can
Well,
just
that's
ask?
what I was thinking.
Well, it's got to be somebody older if they're gonna.
Right,
Yeah.
because I was gonna say
true.
we can't ask Brock.
Brock ain't got
I
nothing.
don't know either one of these guys, but Aaron might.
Maybe.
What about your Uncle Randy?
Depends on if he's working nights or not.
trying to think of someone I don't know. I'm trying to think of like older people. I'm not sure. That kind of limits my ability to make a phone call.
Yeah, you're really not gonna get much
I
help
always have,
from
like,
me.
Dalton or Bob that'll answer me, but is Bob old enough? He's in his 40s.
I mean, he's older than me,
Is he
so
I
I'd
think
say
he's a
yeah.
baseball fan.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think baseball's probably his least. He's a big Cardinals fan, but I don't know if he's deep into Dodgers lore. Dalton would be, but he's a younger guy. He's a baseball fanatic. But
just trying to think of somebody we could.
Yeah. I feel like you're right though. I feel like the Dodgers is one we shouldn't have problems with.
Yeah.
who has the higher WAR? Let's go.
Oh God.
It's an interesting question.
Oh boy.
For as much as we shit on it, we've used it in almost every episode we've ever done on baseball.
Oh well.
It gets brought up, and we talk about it during the MVP voting and everything.
It's a blowout in WAR.
I've got Campanella's war.
I got both of them.
Okay.
Duke Snyder has like 20 some points on Campanella.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Duke.
You would think Campanella being a catcher would. Oh, but I bet his is shortened because he only had 10 years.
Probably.
Yeah, if you don't play a game, you can't get the award, At least they didn't play at cores where they divide the
Well,
3 for every game.
I don't know how much we can hold that against him. He wasn't allowed to play.
Oh, I was just saying Coors Field.
No, I just mean like.
Oh,
you said-
just in general.
You said if you didn't play the games, and I was like, well, I don't know if we can hold that against him because
Sure.
he wasn't allowed.
That's true. You should be able to do anything for war, though. You gotta be dedicated to the game. I gotta chill out. Let's care this much about Campanella and Duke.
Alright,
It's
well,
Campanella.
Dude, it's
Campanella now.
say it right. I'll change to Duke.
Gosh dang it, Dad, you're really. I don't know if I don't know if I have the strength to do it. I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the
You
strength
ain't
to
had
do
the
it.
strength to move your neck to the left.
Dude, I got a nice little head turn going on right now. I'm really liking the setup. My
Don't strain
microphone's like
yourself.
perfect. I'm like vegged out on the couch right now.
His real name is Edwin Donald Snyder.
Edwin. Yeah. Sound like he's a vampire.
And apparently Roy Campanella doesn't have a middle name.
If you're not good enough to have a middle name, you're not good enough to be on the Mount Rushmore.
Yep.
See right there.
That's it. I'm going with
All
Edwin.
right. Well, Duke's got 2 World Series to 1, and he's got a higher WAR. So. I'll go with Duke. Oh, Lord! Drew has to say Campanella's name correctly.
Why just me? Wade's doing it too.
I know Wade can say it. See if you-
I think your intelligence is being called in here, Drew.
Yeah, I just wanted Vente Campanella or whatever. Campanella or whatever. With extra gold foam
Did you like?
and a special straw. Can I get the language of origin, please?
We're not asking you to spell it.
I didn't know the pronunciation. If I know how to pronounce it, like if it's a hard, like, like accent. Okay.
Hard act.
What the hell is going on here?
I don't know.
Campanella. It's not that hard.
I've said Campanella too many times. It's just stuck.
It's embedded in the brain.
Yeah.
People are tuning out of our podcast right now, I think, right?
So did I get my? I did get my 4. Perfect.
All right, so that makes our 4. Clayton Kershaw, Duke Snyder, Jackie Robinson, and Sandy Koufax. And I think I set it off air, Wade. But I think you're right. Like, Koufax is, like, the real deal, Holyfield. But, like, the other 3 are just, all right. Like, this is not, like, a top echelon
It's not.
Mount Rushmore for a blue blood franchise.
Like, out of all the Mount Rushmores we did in baseball, I think that the best ones are Yankees. Actually, I think the Cardinals is probably top 2
Yeah,
or 3.
Cardinals is very good, too.
We're forgetting a couple real big ones. Baltimore had a really nice one.
Baltimore did have a good one.
They
yeah.
had 4 really, really great guys.
What about the Reds? Did we? Yes, we.
The Reds, I think, were pretty. Yeah, they were pretty damn good. But I think they fell off in like the 3-4 spot, didn't they? Or at least the 4 spot.
That might be true.
Well, like the 4 spot for the Cardinals was Ozzie Smith, or the Yankees was like Joe DiMaggio.
Well, the Giants.
The Giants.
No, we're not bringing that back up. I don't want to talk about the Cove.
The you hate William McCovey for some reason.
That's-
The first ballot Hall of Famer. William
I just get
McCovey.
these feelings about people, good or bad, and
I'm trying to think.
Let's
Didn't the Braves have a really nice one?
The Braves was Hank Aaron, Chipper Jones. Well, this is my 4. I don't have what we.
They have Maddox.
I have Aaron, Chipper,
Probably
Maddox,
Aaron,
and
yeah.
Spawn written down over here.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty Those are like the upper echelon ones. The Dodgers just aren't on that level.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll end our Mount Rushmore portion of this episode and move us into MVP talk. And we really wanted our last MVP talk
Can you
to
talk?
be, yeah, I don't know, to be a good one. So we did kind of hand select one, but we went with 1985, which is a interesting year. 1985 MVP. The American League winner is Don Mattingly, who played for the Yankees, for those of you that don't know. He completely blew out this race. Like, he won handedly. With 107 runs, 211 hits, 35 home runs, led the league with 145 RBIs. He went 324, 371, 567 for a 939 OPS. In second place was George Brett, who had 108 runs, 184 hits, 30 home runs, 112 RBIs. He walked 103 times. He batted .335, .436, .585, which led the league, and .1022, which led the league. In third place was Ricky Henderson, a different type of player than the 2 guys we just talked about. He scored 146 fucking runs to lead the league. He had 172 hits. He had 24 home runs, 72 RBIs. He also stole 80 bases to lead the league. He walked 99 times. He hit 314, 419, or 314, 419, 516 for a 934 OPS. In fourth place was Wade Boggs, who scored 107 runs, had 240 hits, 8 home runs, 78 RBIs, 96 walks. He led the league with 240 hits. I said that earlier, but he also led the league with a 368 batting average and a 450 on base percentage, and he slugged 478 for a 928 OPS. I'll be honest, we've only got 4 guys in, but all 4 of those guys had really, really nice seasons.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand how Mattingly blew out everybody in the voting.
He's a Yankee.
That's probably true, Wade. Eddie Murray came in 5th that year. He had 111 runs, 173 hits, 31 home runs, 124 RBIs. He went 297, 383, 523 for a 906 OPS. Now I'm just kind of picking and choosing here. Darrell Evans in Detroit at this time had 81 runs, 125 hits, led the league with 40 home runs, 94 RBIs, went 248, 356, 519 for an 875 OPS. Cal Ripken Jr. scored 116 runs, had 181 hits, 26 home runs, 110 RBIs. He went 282, 347, 469 for an 812 OPS. And then when it comes to pitchers, excuse me, Brett Saberhagen went 20-6 with a 2.87 ERA. In 32 games, he threw 235 innings and 158 strikeouts. Ron Guidry went 22-6 and led the league in wins with a 3.27 ERA. In 34 games, he threw 259 innings and struck out 143 batters. Now, the league leader in strikeouts is not on this list. And neither is the league leader in ERA. That's very odd. Let me see if it's on the Cy Young list. The league leader in ERA was Dave Stieb. We talked about him in the Toronto episode. He led the league with a 2.48 ERA, and he went 4-13. Or 14-13, sorry. Wow.
Poor guy.
And the league leader in strikeouts was Bert Blyven, who went 17-16 with a 3.16 ERA and struck out 206 batters in 293 innings. I don't think any of the pitchers are on the level, guys.
No.
So what are y'all's thoughts about these top guys hitting wise? I mean, I feel like there's a lot of really nice seasons there.
Boggs and Ricky Henderson stuck out for me. I liked those they accomplished.
Well, they both led the league in 3 categories. Ricky Henderson led the league in WAR, runs, and stolen bases, while Boggs led the league in hits, batting average, and on-base percentage. And then you had Mattingly lead the league in RBIs. George Brett led the league in slugging percentage and OPS. And, yeah. So, those 4 guys pretty much led the league in all the categories except for home runs.
Yeah.
Which Darrell Evans, the rest of his stats don't really hold up
Yeah.
other than his home runs.
Those are the 2 guys that stuck out the most to me, Wade Boggs and Ricky Henderson. It's just my personal opinion.
So you think you'd put Ricky and Boggs ahead of Mattingly, you think?
I'd have to hear their numbers closer together to compare. As you work down the list, I kind of sometimes forget some of the guys. What were Mattingly's again?
107 runs, 211 hits, 35 home runs, 145 RBIs, 324, 371, 567 for a 939 OPS.
I might put Ricky above him. Possibly. I don't know about Boggs, just because Boggs has the super high batting average and on base percentage and stuff, but he just gets worked so hard in the RBIs and home runs. And
Well, I mean, he has more RBIs than Ricky.
yeah, but Ricky scores more runs than anyone else
That's true.
and just generates more offense than everyone. He had 80 stolen bases. Ricky had the quite a bit higher on base percentage than Mattingly, didn't he?
371 to 419. Yes.
Yeah. So I just higher on base percentage, leads the league in steals, runs, still hit 20 some home runs.
24.
So I mean, you lead the league in stolen bases, you hit 24 home runs, you lead the league in runs. I mean, it's a different kind of impact than hitting home runs, hitting RBIs, but I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I could go with Ricky.
That's what I was leaning towards.
I'm going Ricky.
What George Brett?
George Brett was
Yeah,
pretty
he had a
nice.
good season too.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, obviously we haven't taken team record into account at this point, but I'll be honest with you, just on face value of these stats, I might have Don Mattingly coming 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't I really don't feel like he's number one
Like you said
mean-
earlier, the fact that he ran away with it's kind of mind-boggling.
because he only led the league in one category, RBIs.
Yes.
That's well, RBI is very important. It is.
Sure.
It
The
is.
better team you're on, the easier it is to commit RBIs. So I don't know.
But yeah, when he got 23 to 28 first place votes, it's like,
The Yankees won 97 games, but finished second in their division.
Oh, who was better?
Let's look.
Is it the Orioles?
I'm gonna assume
The
so.
Royals won 91 games and were first in the AL West.
That's pretty good.
The Blue Jays won the division.
Oh, nice.
There were, at this point in time, there was only 2 divisions in the
Oh.
conference.
Oh yeah, the Red Sox were 81, 81 and 1, and were fifth in the AL East.
Boggs did have some pretty nice numbers though.
he did.
That batting average and on base percentage was pretty gaudy.
So we were looking at the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Royals. Oh, and the A's. Where are the A's at?
The A's.
We're 77 and 85.
What do you mean the A's? Ricky's with the Yankees.
Oh, is he a Yankee this
Yeah.
one?
Ryan Henderson was a Yankee then.
Yeah, Ricky's a Yankee in 85.
Oh, you're right. He is. Well,
Nice.
yeah. I mean, that can be a problem for the two of them because they're gonna split votes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although Ricky received 0 first place votes.
It's crazy.
George Brett is the only person other than Mattingly that received a first place vote.
It is a very intriguing year. There is some pretty gnarly stat lines, and they're all kind of different too. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I still think I'm staying with my boy, Ricky. Run, Ricky, run!
Give him the heater, Ricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with Ricky.
I think I'm gonna vote for George Brett.
I mean, I don't think that's a terrible idea.
What do you think, Ray?
It's a pretty close race, but I think I'm going to go with Wade's Ricky Henderson.
So we're all saying no, and we're spreading it out.
Ricky and George Brett.
Ricky
So,
and George. With a shout out to Wade Boggs.
yeah, Wade Boggs tore it up too.
Yeah. By the way, I just want to throw this out there. George Brett did win a Gold Glove and a Silver Slugger in this year. So
Nice.
Okay.
go Ricky real quick. Ricky only has 1 Gold Glove, so it'd be lucky if it's this year.
If it
Yeah.
is this year, it'd be funny.
He does not. He has a Silver Slugger, but not a Gold Glove. His Gold Glove came at 81.
Got a silver slugger.
Although I do want to say this though. I'm not trying to crap on Don Mattingly. Like he did have a good season.
Oh yeah.
I don't want it to come across like we're saying, oh, Mattingly, had a bad season because he didn't.
Well, we just kind of pushed back on it so hard because of how lopsided the voting was.
Yeah.
So that's why we pushed back on it so hard.
All right, let's move on to our NL matchup, where Willie McGee for the St. Louis Cardinals won MVP.
Interesting.
Where he scored 114 runs, led the league with 216 hits. He hit 10 home runs and had 82 RBIs. He stole 56 bases. He won the batting title at 353, then 384, 503 for an 887 OPS. That is a acceptable OPS, but not necessarily a MVP OPS.
Right. I'll say I love Willie, but I don't know.
And number 2 was old Dave Parker, who had 88 runs, 198 hits, 34 home runs, led the league with 125 RBIs, hit 312, 365, 551 for a 916 OPS. Here's where it gets a little bit more interesting, even though I don't know this guy. Pedro Guerrero for the Dodgers scored 99 runs, had 156 hits, hit 33 home runs and 87 RBIs, stole 12 bases. He hit 320, 422, 577 for a 999 OPS, and he led the league in on-base slugging and OPS.
Yeah.
Dwight, we'll skip that one for a minute. Shout out to Barry, who is also a Cardinal fan. For you Cardinal fans in the room, although Ray may be the only person that knows who I'm talking about.
Indeed.
Whose all-time favorite player is Tom Herr.
Tommy.
And he came in 5th in the MVP voting, another Cardinal, who scored 97 runs, had 180 hits, 8 home runs, and 110 RBIs. It's a nice RBI total for a guy that hit 8 home runs.
Sounds like something you'd hear from 1912.
Yeah.
31 stolen bases. He hit 302, 379, 416 for a 795 OPS. And then we have Dale Murphy from Atlanta, who led the league in runs with 118, had 185 hits, led the league with 37 home runs, 111 RBIs, stole 10 bags, led the league with 90 walks. He had 300, 388, 539 for a 927 OPS.
And what was that guy's
Dale
name?
Murphy. Yeah.
Dale Murphy.
Yeah. Led the league in runs, home runs, and walks.
Interesting.
We have a couple more Cardinals on here. I'm going to say the Cardinals had a good season.
Well, 85 were in the World Series. So.
Oh, okay. Jack Clark is on here. Although I don't know that his stats are up to snuff. Vince Coleman is next. He did steal 110 bases, which led the league. Scored 107 runs, had 170 hits, hit 1 home run, had 40 RBIs, 267, 320, 335 for a 655 OPS. Ouch.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's baking a cake.
Tim Raines stole 70 bases and hit 320.
Always liked Tim Raines a lot.
Ryan Sandberg's on here. Then pitcher wise, Dwight Gooden. This is one of Dwight Gooden's big years. Dwight Gooden won the pitching Triple Crown. He was 24-4 with a 1.5 ERA and struck out 268 hitters in 276 innings. That was a hell of a season.
And look down at John Tudor, the Cardinal pitcher.
John Tudor went 21-8 with a 1.93 ERA and 36 starts. He threw 275 innings and struck out 169 batters.
2 pitchers less than 2 ERA.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they almost got a third one. Earl Hershiser has a 2.03.
Right. There's another Dodger that we didn't talk about.
Yeah, that's true.
Go ahead.
No, I was just looking at the numbers.
I was just going to ask if anyone has anyone that's sticking out to them, or anybody leaping off the
I
page.
do have someone that is sticking out to
Me
me.
too.
Me too.
Um,
It's gonna kill me, but
so I think the Cardinal fans are going to take Willie McGee's MVP.
Yeah.
yeah, I think so. I love Willie.
Should we write on our boards, gentlemen? Because I think this could be interesting.
Yep.
All right.
I got 2 guys. I'm kind of going back and forth.
Everybody got a board?
Yeah.
All right, I am ready.
I got mine.
Yep.
Drew,
Give me a second.
you're on the struggle bus.
I like to lean back to the mic.
Lean back and ready for voice.
Yeah, you did kind of yell. I want to make sure.
Yeah,
the
man,
listeners-
Could hear me.
Everybody ready?
I'm back
Yeah.
to my hole.
I said no, Doc.
I said no, Doc.
Yeah, I got the same thing.
No, Dwight.
I said Dale Murphy.
Oh well.
Okay.
I did. That was my second person.
Of the hitters, I was gonna pick Dale Murphy,
Yeah.
but I thought Doc's season was just too good.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Dale Murphy was. I don't know why he was so far down.
Yeah, that's odd. That's really odd.
Yeah, Dale Murphy came in 7th.
Yeah, that's
Although I don't know who this Pedro Guerrero guy is.
but
he-
baseman for the Dodgers.
Oh, okay. But he had a really good season
Yeah,
too.
Pedro was good for a short, and I think he might have even finished his career in St. Louis.
He's a 5-time All-Star. He won a World Series, a Silver Slugger, and a World Series MVP.
Yeah, he was good for just a
You're
short.
correct. He played the last 5 seasons of his career in St. Louis.
Yeah, short spurt there.
When did he
But-
win an MVP? Or, I mean, not an MVP. I mean, a World Series. When did the Dodgers win a World Series that he was on?
Well, if he only has one, it should say the year on it, shouldn't it?
I guess I would scroll down to playoffs because it's not on his regular. 1981.
And he won World Series.
And he won the World Series MVP. He had 333, 417, 769 for an 1179 OPS. So in these 7 games, he hit 2 home runs, a double, and a triple. Drove in 7 runs in 7 games.
He's a good hitter.
What happened to him? Did he just...
And I would have liked to have gone with John Tudor, but 1.53 is just.
Yeah, it's tough.
Man, Doc was good that year.
Indeed. We've talked about this before, but if he could have kept stuff out of his nose, who knows what his career would have looked like.
Good straw.
Yeah.
Came in together.
Went out together, too.
I think they were doing a lot of stuff together.
They knew each other quite well.
Well, that will end our MVP discussion, and I want to remind the listeners, or maybe say it for the first time, if you haven't heard it already, that next week we will be restarting basketball, and our new topic of greatest duos in each decade. So we will be pulling 2 all-time great duos out of each decade. So if I were to say, the 2020s, you might say Tatum and Brown.
Oh, boy.
You might say Luka and Kyrie. You might say AD and LeBron.
Jokic
No, I won't.
Jokic.
Ever. Ever.
Jokic and Murray.
Right, exactly. If I said 1960s, you might say, Baylor and West. You might say Russell and Cousy. You might say, I don't know, Wilt and Arizon. You're a white boy.
You gotta quit hating on the white boys.
Well, it's just, never mind. So that's just some examples. But we'll be pulling 2 duos out of each decade: 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and the 2020s. Even though that decade's not over. And then the final episode will be a tournament where they play. They play 2-2 in our heads, and we pick a winner, kind of like we did for our tournament with the all-time starting 5s. So I think it'll be interesting if we can pull some guests in for some of these episodes. I know Mark Tyler would be ecstatic if he could be here for the 70s. So we'll see if we can get some guests here for some of these episodes. Anything else I need to go over for the basketball stuff, guys?
I
No.
think so.
All right. Well, we appreciate you tuning in to Sports the NEMO Way.